What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Every Week We Follow. Today we have got a post-match reaction to the Forest game, 1-1 at the City Ground on Sunday. An interesting game, one that was quite frustrating, one that we will go over in a bit more detail in a sec. But first, we are still running our charity football competition, so please do click the link down below. There's also a QR code here. If you're on TV, you can win that signed ball that Gary is pointing to there from the squad from last season. We've also got 2 bits of memorabilia, or 3 bits of actually memorabilia, from Brian Little and Peter With, which will be sent out as well as part of that. So it's £5 to enter. All the donations, all the proceeds go to Acorns. It's a wonderful cause. And yes, we will do a raffle at the end of the season for everyone that's entered. So £5 per entry. If you do 20 quid, 4 entries.
Boom.
I think we're on about 400 odd quid at the moment. So
yeah, we are. We want to raise a minimum of £1,000. That's what we're aiming for. The hopefully follow up a charity day. There's lots of things to try and sort out. But if it will happen, maybe in the summer. So it may be in the build up to the new season. But I think we'll do the raffle for the ball and the prizes at the end of the season, so the people that have already donated can win those prizes.
Exactly. Yeah. So don't worry if we do something else and we end up doing it later. We will still raffle off this for the people that have already entered.
Yes.
Right. So let's get into it. Straight into it, Gary. I was going to ask you how you are, but fuck it, I don't care. Oh god, it's always pleasantries, but I'm like, I don't really give a shit.
Well, right. Mate, look, I appreciate the honesty.
Straight into it. So first off, once again, deja vu. Emi Martínez pulls out a bloody warm-up. What's that about?
Mate, I'll tell you what that's about, right? That was purely the weather. It must have been. He's like, I've just spent 3 weeks in fucking Argentina sunning myself. What's this shit? Fucking April fucking showers. Like, my calf's gone. Oh no, I can't play today. I'm out. Sorry.
Yeah, so apparently it's only the 3rd time he's done this. I swear it's been more this season. It feels like he's done it 4 or 5 times at least, but maybe there's been a few players that have done it.
I think it's been over the course of the couple of seasons, mate, because he did it happened at Crystal Palace last season when we lost 4-1. He just didn't come out after only played half the game and mysteriously disappeared.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So I don't know.
I actually thought Bizot had a decent game. He made some good stops.
Yeah, no, apart from the goal, like if you look at the goal, I'm being hypercritical. For me, he's almost taken a step to the left where he doesn't need to, and if he doesn't, I mean, you've got to cover that near post. If he gets beat far post, it's a good finish, but near post, I think Martinez probably saves that, and we still 1-0 up. Do you know what I mean?
You are comparing it to an amazing goalkeeper.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Look,
he made that brilliant reaction save to Cash almost giving an own goal.
Yeah, mate. I put that in my analysis. I can't criticise performance on that. I'm just at this stage of the season, mate. Like, we've got to be hypercritical because look what we're fighting for. Like, there are certain content creators in the world, right, that want to be all positive and kind of like, let's not criticise the team and all that kind of stuff. And I don't get that, right, because that's not authentic. Like, you can't just be positive all the time. That's a bit like if you're in life, if you're just positive all of the time, right, it doesn't work. You have to be real.
Yeah, it's no dynamic, right? Like, you got to go ups and downs, right? So like,
life is about ups and downs. You can be sad, angry, happy. Like, that's the world.
Yeah, if you're always happy, or if you're everything's always positive, then nothing's ever that great.
Yeah,
because you're always just here. So even if something's crap, it's like, oh well, I'm here. And if it's great, well, I'm here. It's like, so where's the joy? That's the whole point of when you go to a football match and it's like, oh my god, so frustrating. And then when you get that goal, it's like, oh,
exactly, right? Exactly.
Game, you're just like, yeah,
we're playing so shit, but I'm just so
we're
happy to be here.
Yeah, no, okay. I totally get it.
I don't understand, mate. Just because life is about emotions, right? And if you only ever show one, then it becomes a little bit monotonous, and you're missing the point of what you just said there. That the build-up is, you go with football in particular, it gives you through your emotions. You go from fucking hell, that was shit, to fucking hell, it's the best thing ever, and you're fucking hugging strangers and kind of, and that's the way nature of football's always been. So just to be positive about everything all of the time because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, or you don't want, that's not the way the world works. You've got to be a bit resilient.
Also, we're not in direct touch with the players here. Like, I understand that they do watch social media stuff, but yeah, no, it's a totally different thing. If you're managing the players and you need to like watch things like confidence and try and put an arm around them and give them like confidence, we're just fans who are like putting our view out there. I'm not going to sit there going, "Oh no, we can't get on the players. We've got to give them confidence." I'm like, no, they ain't fucking watching this. They don't give a shit. So like, I'm kind of sitting there, and we are. I will say we are, like you said, we are hypercritical, and the only reason we're hypercritical is because the club has set the bar.
Yeah.
Here, like to go back. They've set it so high with the ticket prices. What we want to do, we want to be in Champions League. Like people talk about Champions League and talk about like qualifying for the Champions League. I feel like qualifying for the Champions League the edge has gone off it or something. It is the pinnacle of club football in the world. Like it is the absolute top. And so you have to be hypercritical. You can't just go, get off their backs. It's a bit of a confidence boost, But it's like, guys, this is hundreds of millions of pounds we're talking about here as well.
Hey, it's tough love at the end of the day, because I think if we have to put a disclaimer at the start of every show, look, bottom line, love this club, have loved it for 40 plus years, right? Have been a season ticket holder for 20 plus years, right? Started a podcast to talk about
all football, the merch.
All the merch. Like, I invest in my club, right? Do you know what I mean? It's not so I'm entitled to an opinion, whether you agree with it or not. That's up to you. That's fine. But you've got to kind of. I said when we started this that it has to be an authentic approach, right? And I think we try and do that, right, from a really truly emotional perspective. And so my emotions at football do go all over the place. They do, and because I've played football,
I'm terrible at games.
Yeah, well, but because I've played football and because I've followed it for so long, right? Well, okay, not a professional level, but a pretty decent standard, and it's the same. The training process and the mentality is roughly the same. Because as a kid, I wanted to play professional football. I had aspirations. Okay, I wasn't good enough, but you kind of you go through that little mill and and work with people that are trying to get you to that point. So, like, I know what it's kind of like to kind of be training for something and the mentality you need. And I can see with my own eyes what you can do on a football field. Obviously, would I be able to execute it myself? Probably not. But should a professional athlete who fucking trains for, every day of his life be able to do it? Probably. Right? So for me, it's about being balanced with it and about being authentic. And it's never personal. It's purely passion and love for the club.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But let's get into it. So, because there's going to be a couple of players who are probably going to dig out a little bit here. Like, I mean, I don't want to go on about Watkins for too long, mate. So keep it short and sweet. But essentially, he should have buried two of them. Those two chances he had yesterday, mate. That first one was actually such a wonderful move. Like, I tell you what, actually, someone who I was watching the highlight at the time I was watching the game, I was like, okay, I was noticing him, and there was good moments. But watching the highlights, mate, Pau Torres, some of the passes he played yesterday were absolutely unreal.
Yeah,
like from the back line all the way into our 10, into like halfway into their half, and I was like, that's incredible. And that move, mate, Watkins was in. What a lovely and to be fair to him, lovely pass from Rogers as well, because that ball was
first time. Yeah.
He just caressed it. It was lovely. But my God, mate. Just score, mate. Just score.
Short and sweet on Watkins. How do we do this? Right. Okay. Right.
Hit the fucking target.
You cannot. This is what you cannot do. Right. I gave him man of the match on Thursday against Bologna. I thought he was excellent. He was excellent. Right. His interview after the game, excellent. I'm hungry for it. I want it. This is like I'm these last few games, I'm going for it. And then put in a performance like he did yesterday, right? Yeah. Because that's not hungry for it. The hunger shows that you understand the position you're playing, right? Now, those chances, the first one, his first touch is fucking shocking. Right? I had an argument with a guy on TikTok who said, "Oh no, it's a great touch. You see him out in front of him." It said, "No, it makes it bubble, so he has to kind of stretch to kind of get it up a shot on goal, which means it gives the keeper opportunity to think. If his touch is good, his next touch is slotting at either side of the goalkeeper, mate.
Yeah, because if it comes across and he keeps it tight to himself, he can just knock it in.
Mate, if he controls that and it's tight on the floor, he can just curl that round the goalkeeper. The fact it's out in front of him, he has to stretch and he gives the keeper an opportunity to save it. It's a good save. It was flagged offside, but it was clearly 2 yards on. It would have been given, right? Two goals to the good. The second one, mate, I've spoken about
from Wendy, by the way.
No, great play again. We had some lovely build-up play, but it's about the end product, and he didn't need to blast the ball. Like, the choice to finish, he's so the wrong one. Mate, just caress it into the far corner with your left foot. You can see the angle. He just tries to volley, like, we whack it. Like, if it goes in, great, but that technique from that distance, it's the wrong finish. Mate, even if you've just played fucking FIFA, you know from that angle, you finesse it. You don't
hold RB.
You
hold RB is R1. Hard one.
Right. It for me, at that level, it is unacceptable because you've dropped 2 points. And then, right, I'm going to go to his movement, mate. There were 3 occasions yesterday where his movement was absolutely atrocious. Twice, Rogers picked up the ball and was running through, and we'll get into Rogers in a minute, was running through. And Watkins, there was one in the first half where they had 2 against 1, right? And Watkins, you could see Rogers wanted to play him in, and he just strayed offside, right? It was the first time, as the ball came in, Rogers looked up, and I thought he wants to play him first time. But Watkins didn't bend it. All he had to do was bend his run. It's so basic.
He's so good for doing that as well. He bends his run really well.
I promise you, it wasn't in the highlights. But if you go back, if the full game comes out on AVTV, mate, I'll get it. I haven't had a chance to do it this morning, but it infuriated me because then in the second half, he did exactly the same. Rogers is running through the middle. I think it was 3v3. Watkins pulls out to the left, which is fine. That movement's okay because you're creating the space in the middle. But the defender goes towards Rogers. There's a massive gap, right? All Watkins has to do is literally curve his run from the defender he's in, and Rogers can simply play him through. He'd have been through one-on-one, and he just stood there. He just stood there and watched Rogers, right? And Rogers gets in line with him, and he's like, "Mate, what am I supposed to do here?" I'm like, right, just.
Just to touch on that, by the way, I actually thought the game was that first half especially, it was a lot more open. It was almost a bit basketball match at times.
It was, mate, I've got to say, like, overall, we were so sloppy. Whether it was the weather or whatever, we had some good moments. Don't get me wrong, I thought Cash and McGinn linked up really well down the right-hand side, got in some good positions, but there was no end product to it, really. But mate, we couldn't control the ball. Like it was, and whether it was almost like every pass was just being missed. Like there was an extra touch sloppy, or it bounced up, and it may have been the conditions, incredibly rainy and wet, and all that kind of stuff. I get that, but mate, Forest didn't seem to have that problem. Like they were playing some lovely stick football. Forest,
yeah, they were at times, weren't they? And they were breaking.
Yeah,
both teams seemed to be just breaking the other team open. It was literally like 3-on-2, 3-on-3, 2-on-3. It was just like constant.
Yeah. And we'll get into defensive things in a minute. But yeah, so it was, whether that was weather conditions or not, and we're talking about people who couldn't control the ball, the worst for it, mate. And we've got to go on him because for the loyal fans, this one's for you, Kev. Morgan Rogers. Morgan Rogers, mate.
So first time Morgan Rogers, obviously, we want to acknowledge what he did in the game. Obviously, he caused the own goal. It was a well-driven ball across. It was a really nice layoff by Digne as well, actually, first time.
The only good thing Luca Digne did all fucking game. We'll get on him as well.
It was acres of space. But yeah, Rogers. But honestly, it was about, 10, 12 minutes in. I was just like, and he'd lose the ball and he'd just wander around.
Well,
I'm like, wait, what? Is it fatigue? What is it? Like,
I don't know. Well, I don't know what's happening, mate. Something is, I can't pinpoint it, whether it's head being turned, whether it's...
He's been off it for months. Well,
I'd say last 4 or 5 games he has been off it. And the frustrating thing is, like the plaudits are, and this is why we know that Emery will always persevere with this, why he's played more or less every minute under Unai Emery, is that he does have the ability to do something, right? Yeah, and he still has moments in games, like he was the goal, he hit the crossbar, like he should have scored, scored. Right, like
mate, one way in the second half, we blasted it over the bar. How? Like,
mate, the only thing I could see is there's 2 defenders coming in. Maybe he thought he was going to get clattered, so he's tried to blast it in as hard as he can, rather than just just caress it into the net from 4 yards out or 5 yards out, whatever it is. Yeah, disappointing, mate. But it was just the basics. Again, those things I can forgive. That happens, missed chances, whatever. I'm not even fussed about that. Like,
we gave the ball away 2 or 3 times just before their goal.
Mate, the goal that we conceded was his fault. He gave the ball away so sloppily outside of our area, straight back to them twice in the same passage of play, right? And it was the basics. And this is what I'm frustrated about with Watkins as well. These things we're talking about aren't complicated things. That is basic shit that even like kids' football that you're teaching. Right, if I run here, the space is here, you then run there. Like it's not complicated stuff. Why aren't they doing it? At this crucial side of the season, we're talking about Champions League football, winning the Europa League. How can we do that if we can't? You know, it's not even about performance. I don't care about performances. I said that. Like, it's this business end of the season. You're going to be lethargic. It's tired. Lot of football being played. There's lots of football to go. So it's about in those moments when you get the opportunity to be clinical, to know the quality that you possess, and just do the basics well. You teach it to kids. Go back to, like, if your things aren't going your way because, you know, your touch is poor or whatever, or it's not quite go, whatever, right? Go back to the basics. What are the basics? Right. Okay. 5-yard pass. Make sure we, you know, and you just go again. Make sure we hit that in the and we get, next one, next touch. Right. Because you know your ability, you can do it. Right. But that didn't seem to happen yesterday. It was almost like, you know, Rogers just. It was infuriating watching him walk around the pitch. I was just like, mate. There was times where the ball was almost. He could have just gone and got it and didn't. And then there was one in the first half where the ball came out to the left-hand side. And him and Watkins were kind of and he just left it for. And Watkins went, and then went and got it, and thankfully we got it. But like, what are you doing? Like, this is we don't, mate. Again, hypercritical, but it's only because I want Champions League, and you don't get Champions League.
We only ever get. It's the same with Watkins. We only get so frustrated because we know how good. We know they are miles better than this. Miles better. It's not even like they're a little bit better. They are a whole other league better than what they're showing right now.
Well, and that's the problem, right? I've just put a post on for analysis about have we got enough in this team, right, to get over the line? Because ultimately we cannot.
We have because the others haven't.
Well, but that's it, right? But ultimately, maybe in the league, but mate, in the Europa League, that is going to be based on big chances taken. It is when it gets down to if we get through to the semi-final and
do you want Forest over 2 legs?
No, I don't. Absolutely fucking not, mate. No, it has to be Port. If we get Forest, I think we'll lose. I do. I think they'll want it more. You know, it's a good for them. That result yesterday for Forest is magnificent. A point, you know, with the results the way they've gone, that keeps them 3 points out of the relegation zone. Like it was a decent enough performance from them, I thought. Spurs, mate. Spurs and Spursy. They're down, mate. Like, you know, even the new manager Bounce hasn't saved them, and the goal that they conceded yesterday to lose the game, fucking hell. Like it's got relegation written all over it. I'm here for it. And so, you know, this is all about just wanting to be in the promised land again. And I really worry that over the last 2 seasons, right, I think it's PTSD, mate. With how the season finished last year to now, that I just worry we haven't got the mentality. And when you watch a team really struggle to do the basics, right? And it wasn't just Watkins and Rogers yesterday, by the way. There were others. Luca Digne.
Tielemans didn't have a wonderful game either.
Tielemans didn't have a good game. I was shocked to give the ball away. Barkley was all right. Barkley, I thought Onana was outstanding. Man of the match for me. I thought he just literally, he was everywhere. I felt like he was just putting his body on the line. He made loads of, not necessarily on the ball, but he broke up the play really, really well yesterday. Really impressed with him.
Lindelof played all right as well, I thought. Lindelof,
mate, that guy, he's starting to look like the sign of the season. Honestly.
Yeah, it's our signing of the season, definitely.
Yeah. Like for us, yeah. For not for in the league, for us. But, you know, when he's played, he's not put a foot wrong. Like, genuinely, he hasn't. And I was a little bit nervous because when I saw the lineup, I was like, there's no pace there, and you're going up against
terrified,
mate. Yeah. And actually, in the first opening 20 minutes, Hutchinson must have been licking his lips because Luca Digne, honestly, Unai, please explain to me how you're picking this human over Maatsen. I don't understand it, mate. Like yesterday,
really lively when he came on as well.
Yeah, well, you can say, oh, he's picking its experience over youth, maybe, right? But mate, he was all over the place yesterday. Defensively, got caught out so much. Like Hutchinson ran past him like he wasn't even there again. And in the last few months, his defensive displays have been absolutely really terrible. Like a Bournemouth game, for instance, right? There was one of the home games. Oh God, I can't remember who it was against. But saying right out of position, and then he tries to get forward, but when he gets forward,
he fell asleep, wasn't there? Who was he against? He completely fell asleep, and like Mings was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, yeah. I can't remember, but that was, and you go, I don't understand. Like and then, okay, fine. I come to terms with it. You've picked it in an Emery trust. He knows more about football than I do. I watch the game go on. I watch him progressively do fuck all for and I'm just going, okay, 60 minutes. Or I was at half time. I'm screaming, make the fucking change, but we know he doesn't happen. So come on, 60 minutes, get him off, bring Matson on. If it's still 1-1, let's go for the. And it's clicking away again. Tick, 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 tick. What are we waiting for? We fucking need to win the game. Like, mate, as much as I don't know anything about football, what I do know is when a team is not performing like that and it's a fucking and the weather's fucking shit, and you can use that against you. Just get some fresh legs on, right? And do it as quickly as possible, because Forest had our number up to that point, really. And then
they had a spell, didn't they? They had quite a good spell. The start of the second half, it was like a 10-minute spell where we were pretty under the cosh of money.
Yeah, we were corner after corner, mate. And every time the ball went in, I was like, fucking hell. Then they had it was the great save from Bizot from the deflected thing, but they were getting in, and they were getting in, surprise, down the right-hand side against Digne. And I was just like, for fuck's sake, even if it's just Matson for Digne, just make that. Forget about the changes we need going forward. And it just didn't happen. And when he did make the changes on 70-odd minutes or whatever, right, it's not enough time to influence the game. Like, it's just not. Like, and ultimately, it's like we're playing not to lose rather than to try and go and win it. And I don't. I feel sorry for Tammy Abraham, mate. In a game when Watkins is doing nothing, I understand Thursday because Watkins was on fire. Fine, you don't change it. But when a guy's literally missed two massive opportunities and he's not running and he's not getting into the correct space, you go, just go on for 20 minutes, half an hour, and he give him 5 minutes again.
I can't understand. Like, I mean, we talked before about why have we signed it? Like,
30 million quid.
Is that much it cost?
Well, in excess of, yeah.
30? Why do I think it was 18?
I don't know. I'm sure someone said it. I might be wrong. I'm just saying. I'm sure someone.
I thought it was 18. We sold Marlon for like 28, 30. So he made money, kind of thing.
I'm going on social media fat there, mate.
That's the only thing I was going to say, was that it was just like to free up some funds. That's the only thing I would think of. But like it's just bizarre because I can't see in the summer us not bringing in another like higher level striker. So Tammy is just going to be just
surplus to requirements. Yeah, it makes no sense. And again, just you said it on the last show, mate. I think on the either the Bologna preview or the Forest one, that utilise the squad. We're not utilising the squad. Why are we not? Like, I don't. Fine, start with Watkins. He's your main man. Like, go with it. He scored 2 goals on Thursday. 100%. But at 60 minutes when it's not working, and just now give him half an hour.
In different places, right? Like, he always makes that trio of subs. I don't understand why Tammy isn't part of that. It's very bizarre. And then, like we said, like Tammy had Tammy had a game, and 55, 60 minutes gone. Watkins was on. We were like, what the frick? That's really early. Well, it's really bizarre, but I don't know.
And he should have done that yesterday, because this isn't like trying to hold out for it. Like, why aren't we going for it? Because when I said, have we got enough to get over the line? We'll never know, because players haven't been given opportunity. We've let so many go. Like, Gesson, Marlon. And people can say, yeah, then maybe that they don't play number 9, but they were never given a chance to play number 9. Like, Marlon had about, I think, 3 starts at number 9. He had poor games, yes. But I'll stand by. If you're going to have any kind of form in a Premier League team, you've got to have at least 10 games to kind of get your feel for the team, to get your fitness levels up to match, like 100% match fitness. And it just hasn't happened. And now we finished this game yesterday, 1-1, ruin the chances that we've missed, right? And I think we said on the pod on Friday that like a point would have been a good result. You know,
so I want to get onto this. I want people to understand we're not moaning saying we should we're not moaning that a point isn't a point earned, especially against with the fact that Chelsea rightly so lost their game against a City, which does mean we do extend our lead by a point, which still means that Chelsea now need more than just 2 wins to get parity because they've got better goal difference. But it's the way the game would. They were there for the taking.
Yeah.
We had the chances. And really good ones at that. It's not like we just kind of worked these kind of opportunities. These were massive opportunities. That one Watkins in the middle, basically on the penalty spot. Lovely ball from Buendia. Rogers, yes, okay, he missed it. And like you said, he had 2 defenders coming at him, but still should have scored, I would say. Watkins in the first half to make that 2-0. I think the game's done.
I agree.
What was it, 20 odd minutes? I think it was, or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah,
it's the timing of these things as well. It's just frustrating. It's just really frustrating.
It's like I say, it's PTSD, mate, because it feels like again when it's got to the business end of the season. You know what? On my Facebook feed this morning, the Southampton game from last year popped up, right, and our title for that pod was "It's in our hands," and here we are. 12 months later,
very in our hands.
It's in our hands, and look what happened there. We fucking.
I still think. I mean, I don't know. I personally still think we'll be fine. I'm still very confident of 5th, but not because we're doing really well. Because I have absolutely no faith in Chelsea or Liverpool. That's the thing.
That's it. But again, if you think about where we are in the season, right? A win yesterday psychologically would have been massive.
Huge.
Right, we would have gone 3rd for 24 hours because Man United play Leeds tonight, right? And you go into this week then feeling confident. You go into that Bologna game thinking, actually, we know we've got a job to do, right? We see it out. You go into next Sunday's game feeling like we're in a bit of momentum. Now it's like, there's doubt there. It's doubt in the there's no doubt about that. Even Cash has said it on the Villa website today. That he thinks we probably should have won. We should have come away with all 3 points. And and that's true. We should have not on the balance of play. I thought the game was pretty even, right? And a point was probably a fair result. But the chances that we created were clear cut. They were clear cut opportunities.
Just on that, can someone explain to me how the fuck XG works? Because this makes no sense. So based on the fact that I just said we had 3 absolute, for me, clear-cut golden opportunities where we should have scored. At least 2 of them definitely should have scored.
Yeah.
0.98 goal XG. I don't understand. And how Forest got 1.2? I feel like they did. What? No.
What?
I don't understand this thing. I always thought expected goals are chances where you're expected to score. And we have 100% had at least 2 of them.
This is it. So maybe even XG knows that we're not expected to score.
He discounts anything with Ollie Watkins. Basically, Watkins through open goal. He's on the line. No,
he's not scoring. So maybe that's what it is. The fact of the matter is that we're not clinical. Even the XG knows it. Yep, doesn't matter. They created 4 big chances. They weren't going to score them anyway.
The way I'm looking at it, by the way, at the moment is because obviously we've got 6 games to go.
Yep.
Those last 2 games are Liverpool and Man City. So we've got Sunderland, Fulham, Spurs, and Burnley.
Yeah.
The way I look at it is Chelsea basically have to bet. We have to match or better Chelsea over the next 4 games. That is literally how it works, right?
Yeah.
So Chelsea fixtures.
They've got a horrible running.
Yeah, they've got a horrible. They've got a really horrible run. And they're just coming off there's now three defeats on the trot for them in the league. They've got Man U, Brighton, Forest, Liverpool, Spurs, and
Newcastle
and Sunderland.
No,
Newcastle.
They played Newcastle. They lost to Newcastle, didn't
they? Yeah. So Man U, Brighton, Forest, and Liverpool. Personally, I don't see them winning more than 2 of them. So we basically just need to, 6 points. So we need to get 6 points over the next 4 games, in my opinion, for us to get this. So I I just see. But I still believe that just one more win probably does it. Perfectly.
No, I agree. I think top five is. I don't see us not getting in the top five. I think that's a given. My concern, mate, is the trophy. It's the Europa League. I think
it's a big opportunity, isn't it? You're right. Yeah, because realistically, it's going to be brilliant being in the Champions League next season, but we're not going to.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's unlikely unless Unai Emery suddenly magically does the best business that world football's ever seen.
Well, I still
Julian Alvarez agrees to join the Villa for 50p and a packet of crisps, and just wants to play for him.
Ocado crisps,
Ocado crisps. Yeah, like mate, no cheap Aldi shit. We're going Ocado, right? And Morgan Rogers decides not to leave, but then becomes actually Lionel Messi in disguise. Or Morgan Rogers leaves and Alisson is actually the world's best football player and stays at Villa for the next 10 years, breaking Premier League record, Harry Kane's Premier League goal scoring record, and Alan Shearer's Premier League goal scoring record.
I still stand by last season that if we'd beaten PSG, I genuinely believe we would have gone on and won the thing.
Yeah. Momentum's everything, mate. Yeah. In this cup competition, momentum's everything. It is 100%. And obviously, we'll never know. But that atmosphere at that PSG game, mate. Like, remember you looking at me going, "We're gonna fucking do it."
Mate, it was a great. Honestly, when John McGinn scored that goal, it was that obviously I stupidly left the Arsenal game at home early this season when Dia scored that 95th minute winner, or whatever it was. That moment when John McGinn scored that goal with PSG is, I think that for me is the pinnacle. That's the greatest moment I've ever felt at Villa Park. It would have been the greatest evening ever if we'd gone on. If Asensio had just slotted it in, mate.
I know.
My God,
what a memory! What a night! But this is it. And so if you revert back to that night, mate, it's just about being clinical, right? Again, if that chance is taken, we go through, and you never know. And that would have
been one of the greatest comebacks. Like, I saw there was like a short. I think someone did a short on YouTube or something on TikTok, and it was like, would this have been like the greatest comeback in champion or whatever? And it was like it went 2-0 down. I was like, I forgot we went 2-0 down.
Yeah,
and then literally it's like bang, 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 and it Rashford's running. And it was just like, I was watching this going, how did we not do this?
It was a phenomenal game of football, mate. It was, but in the crucial moments, we didn't get over the line, and this is what I think it's hurting my soul a little bit, because I keep saying crucial moments where we haven't got over the line. Man United game, the Forest game last year at the City ground where we lost 2-1, like Bournemouth at home, Ipswich at home, like if you have 4 or 5 of those games, then ultimately you're not going to be successful. It tarnishes what is overall a successful season, right? And you're in front of Europe, but in terms of just going to the next level, and that's what it's about, right? We want to be competing. I sound like a broken record. I say this on every show, but it's kind of, we want to be competing in the higher echelons. It's what the owners are telling us they want, like Champions League football year on year, right? And my question of, have we got enough in this current squad? Sometimes I feel we haven't got the quality that's got that ability to get us to the next level. We've got a good squad with lots.
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with that.
And so we've got to somehow, if we do qualify for the Champions League, which I think we will with our league position, because I think 5th place is there. Our investment next year has to be one of improvement. It has to be quality signings that can get us to over the line of winning something, right? Because that's ultimately, if we don't win the Europa League this year, and we've got a great chance, and my only concern is it's ours to lose the Europa League. I think we are favourites. I think we've got the we probably are.
I think in the last one I said, realistically, if you look at the teams and you look how it is, we should walk to the final.
Well,
no, we should just be there.
This is why I don't want to play Forest, because if you look at Watkins' performance against Bologna, who haven't lost at home in 20 European matches, right? Watkins was amazing. He looked absolutely brilliant against them. Then you put up against the Nottingham Forest team, who are 3rd from bottom in the Premier League, and he's non-existent. His movement's poor. His touch is poor. He missed his 2 big chances. The standard is different. It's simple as the Premier League is a whole new kettle of fish. in terms of its tactical and physicality, you know, it's head and shoulders above most leagues, right?
I think most people will say that if Forest do get through, I think the winner of that it should be the final, right?
Yeah,
that's where it should be. And actually, if I'm honest, I'd say though that I'd rather play them in the semis than the final, because I think over 2 legs we've got a better chance of doing it.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. But that's the toughest tie for me, is to face Forest, because it's a Premier League tie over 2 legs, which they're just horrible, because it's not about where you are in the league. It's if you look at
just for the fans, it's just not as. It's not as interesting. It's
trip to Portugal or another trip to the City Ground in the pouring rain.
Playing 4 times in a season. It's like, God, leave us alone. But yeah, so back onto it anyway. But we are now, like I said, 7 points clear of Chelsea. So I do feel like that aim of Champions League football, it's there. Like I can taste it now. Like it is literally that. Like I feel like if we somehow, with Sunderland, obviously we're going to do a preview as well for Sunderland next week and stuff, and we'll do a preview for Bologna as well, and obviously post match of Bologna, and then a post match of Sunderland, and all these content we're going to have to do over the next week or so. You know, I don't want to count my chickens against Sunderland, because they're a good team and they're hard to beat, but it is at Villa Park. I'd like to put my money behind us winning that, and I think that for me, I'm just like, that gets us over the line.
Yeah,
but obviously we've got Bologna coming up. We're in a very, very good position there, but we have said an early goal can change things very quickly in that game.
100%.
And the crowd can get on you a little bit, and it all can get a little bit edgy. But if we get through that Bologna game and we beat Sunderland, then things start to look a bit rosy. It's just frustrating. I think the thing that we're frustrated with this season, and people will say we're ungrateful and we feel like we should be. Why are you going on about Champions League football? It should be amazing. What we're doing is incredible. Look, I totally get it. It's an amazing season. The fact we were in a title race was incredible. We're in. Mate, we could potentially win the Europa League and qualify for the Champions League via the league. This is absolutely insane.
It's mad. It's mad.
The injuries we've had, the summer we had, the January transfer window, getting rid of like Marlon and crazy. But you've got to take your opportunities. This is the thing. Like, it's such an opportunity, and we're not going to keep getting this opportunity. This opportunity isn't just going to keep happening every season. We're not just going, if we play well enough, we'll get Champions League. No, because those other 3 massive behemoths who are in transition and not really doing anything right now.
Yeah.
Next season,
won't be that way for
different. And then we're like, oh shit, we're struggling to get 8th.
Yeah.
You know, we have to take advantage of these opportunities. We have to kick on. Our squad is aging. We've said this. So, like, even with Emery, he's been here now. It's like his 4th season. It's pretty much almost the same squad.
Yeah.
That team was like kind of late, mid-20s already. Now it's hitting the 30s.
Yeah.
You need to freshen it up. We need something to happen in the summer.
100%.
To do that, we have to get Champions League. Because otherwise, we're going to be on this podcast fucking ripping our nuts off going, do you remember that game back 5 years ago? Remember when we were in the Champions League? Now we're just trying to get Conference League.
Yeah.
A bit boring.
Yeah, no, look, mate, I don't agree with any of that. I think it's just where we want to be, right? And that, like you said, football moves quickly, and it doesn't stay the same for teams like ours, because we know how difficult it is to break into that top 4, you know, and to be there consistently. That's the aim. But, you know, we know that we're only Unai Emery walking out, owners going, I've had enough, going back to the doldrums, right? We're only doing that because of the infrastructure we've got. Now, there are big plans, obviously, and I don't envisage that they're going to walk away anytime soon, hopefully. But football, it does happen, right? And a fall from grace we've seen it with many clubs. Look at Spurs. Like, you know, that they've got, technically, their books are balanced, mate, financially, cooking, right? But they're a mess on the field. So it's kind of, look at Newcastle. It's finding the balance, right, of having the money and the right ownership. And we're very lucky in that aspect. But, like, at the moment, we're a bit like Morgan Rogers, right? We've got bags of potential to be a world-class team that's competing in the higher echelons of English football, but potential is only as good as you like initiating it and actually reaching it. If you don't reach it ever, you're just always a what if. Well, remember, like we had potential, in from 2022 to 2026, we had the potential to be a Champions League team, but we never quite got there. So at some point, you have to turn
you think about the
potential into reality.
Before this came along, we all thought about the Martin O'Neill era. That's what you go back to. You go,
exactly.
We were challenging Arsenal. We were so close to getting Champions League. And then we're in the UEFA Cup and we threw it away. And Martin O'Neill played the youngsters. And then he left and it all fell apart. And now we're back. And then we got relegated. So it's very much this thing that you always look back on. And we don't want to look back at it going, oh, if only. We were
if only. Exactly. Like the moment is now, right? And I've said, again, the danger of sounding like a broken record. This is about how much the players want it. And for me, that was disappointing yesterday because, again, we just didn't do the basics well enough. Yeah. The basics, I get the weather conditions were horrible. I get we've had these 2 games in a week, right? But I'm not expecting high-level performances every game, right? I'm not. I'm expecting, okay, let's just get the basics done. And we know, like we did yesterday, our actual build-up play during the game, very good. Very good. Right, carved the chances open, played some lovely football, but there were 3 chances and we didn't take one of them. Like and goals change game, and like here we are now talking about a 1-1 draw instead of a 2-1 victory, buzzing because it doesn't matter. The performance doesn't matter, and that's all it is. This is a business end of the season. We've got to grind out the results now. Obviously, football's the most unpredictable thing on earth, right? You don't know what you're going to get, and there's no guarantees. So we can sit here and say, yeah, we should beat Sunderland, we should beat Burnley, we should beat Spurs, but mate, we could easily go and not win another game. Like it could go that way. Now on form, that shouldn't be the case. I'm confident at home. The home games against Sunderland and Spurs in particular, those are the 2 that you target. Like you said, 6 points will probably be enough. So those 2 home games, good. It's. I know it'll likely be that we fucking lose to Sunderland, beat Burnley and fucking Liverpool at home, and lose to Spurs. And beat City. Do you know what I mean? And that. So it'll go. That's
the bill away, isn't it?
But what in an ideal world, and we said about this last week, that this is an opportunity to take the pressure off yourselves, right? So if you get it done now, if you get the victory against Sunderland and beat Fulham away the following week, right, then you've got your Champions League qualification in 5th, right? You can then just relax and play with a little bit of freedom. The league games won't matter as much, and you can focus on that Champions League and get everyone fucking practicing movement and finishing drills, right? Because that's what it is. It's like teams are good enough to create chances. It's about who takes them at this level. Not this level, at this point in the season. Like that's all it is. It's like you've just got when you create the opportunities. If you create 3, take 1, right? If you draw that game, then after that, because Forest get back, fine, right? But law of averages, right? We didn't even score yesterday. There's no goal after that. Like, do you know what I mean? It was frustrating. So again, if we're talking about confidence going into the final 6 games, part of me from the PTSD of last season, I'm not confident because I watch a performance like that and go, when it matters, are we going to finish? Are we going to take the opportunity? I'm not so sure
Arsenal.
we are.
It's like Arsenal, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
I've been saying it for months.
Well, but it comes down to having a lack of experience of getting over the line, and that's something we have too as a team. We've got a great squad, got a great manager, great infrastructure, but we still lack that killer instinct, right? And Arsenal, look at mate. It'd be the biggest bottle job in Premier League history.
Hey, can you imagine if Arsenal bottle the league and Spurs go down and we get champions? What a wonderful season! England win the World Cup. It's gonna be like the greatest year of my life.
Yeah, absolutely
incredible. Absolutely incredible. Right. On that note, one last thing, because I've got to give him his dues. So I'm just going to share something here. We are running every week. We predict currently. So anyone who isn't on here, if you want to. I think we're gonna do it next season as well. But I'm gonna make some tweaks to try and make it better. But every week we're predict.com. You can sign up with your email. There's only so many games to go, so maybe not much point now, but you can go on there and have a look what's going on. So everyone gets to predict the game. Now, one thing you get to do is you get to do the score and then also the minute of the first goal.
Yeah.
So there's potentially 4 points up for grabs. No one's got the 4 points, but one person, good old Carl, who is top of the league, he's gone that little bit and he's extended his lead at the top with a 4-pointer.
Madness, mate.
The result correct and the 23rd minute, which, like I said, I think he's just gone 1-1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, yeah, whatever.
It's a typo. Yeah, he even messaged me on TikTok yesterday going, okay, I'm pissed off with the result, but that's 4 points on every week we predict. I'm well out in front.
He's 6 points clear now, so it's going to be very difficult for Juice to catch him. I think it's going to be very difficult.
But what a way to silver linings, mate, on a miserable wet afternoon in Nottingham.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You know,
brilliant, mate. I wonder if you put a bet on, what are the odds on that? Like, I feel like whenever I do these things, I'm like sitting there going, I've got to put a bet on because I've now done it here. If it comes off, then I've got to. Yeah. I need to capitalize on it.
Mate, for me, the moment I put money on anything, it just eradicates the bet. It's never happening. Right.
So why don't you just always bet on Villa to lose and then we'll win everything?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
true.
Why
do you do that? You win either way then, mate. You either get cash
win.
or Villa win. You know, you have to.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, I think that about does time for us. So we will be back tomorrow for a Bologna preview for Thursday. We'll be doing the drive time as well on the way to the game on Thursday as well. Gary will be doing stuff on TikTok as well throughout the week, and he'll be doing things before the game, after the game.
We will join me live tonight. I'm going to do a watch along of the Man United Leeds game because I'm just hoping Leeds can do us a favour. Nice. We'll be going to the game actually on Thursday with Sam from Samwise from Villa Park podcast as well. So he's coming along. He's going to be sat with us in the stands. So that'll be fun. Oh yeah, Sam, don't forget my award.
Oh yeah, no, I've already said to him. He said he'll bring it. He said, don't worry. So yeah, we will be going to the game with him, and then on Sunday it's Sunderland on a Sunday at home.
There's a little song. Sunderland on a Sunday.
If it's sunny on Sunday for Sunderland in the sun, and then you read about it in the Sun newspaper the next day.
Oh,
anyway,
God, no, don't do that.
Oh, no, yeah, don't read it. Don't bother the Sun. It's horrendous. Anyway, Gary will be doing lots of live stuff, but we will obviously do our previews, our post-match, all on here on every week we follow, and we'll be back obviously next week as well for our weekly thoughts. We kind of rolled it into one with this one because I was too tired to do a reaction yesterday.
Yeah. And we have actually got a Sunderland fan for Sunderland fan coming on for their preview. So yeah, that should be fun.
Nice, awesome. Well, Gaz, final thoughts and sing us out, mate.
Yeah, mate. Overall, I can't help feel a little bit disappointed. A point's a good result away from home. I always say that, but it feels like we dropped 2 points with the chances that we created, and so I feel a little bit disappointed today. But it's a big week, and like you say, get through Thursday, beat Sunderland next weekend, and I think it looks rosy again, and we're right back in the driving seat. So it's all to play for. But can we be clinical in the last final 6 league games? That's all it's going to take, mate. Those moments. If we create 3 big chances a game, I'll be happy. All right, we've just got to take one of them. So until next time, we'll see you on the next one. And as always, every week we follow the boys in claret and blue. Peace.
See ya.